Hey, Bucks here. So, Madden School, which I'll link in the description of this article, has got some leaks for us, and we are going to go over our thoughts on these leaks. The title of the article is First Look at the New Madden 20 Scoreboard and Other New Screen, or More New Screenshots is the actual title. Stop editorializing, Fox. This whole thing will be an editorial. But, so, Madden 20. Okay, obviously this is a dev kit, and the game's not final, because it will come out in beta like I talked about next week. I talked about that yesterday. That'll be coming out. So EA Play is tomorrow. Unfortunately, I just realized I'm not going to be streaming during EA Play tomorrow, so it's sad I won't be able to do a live reaction. But I'll give thoughts on the Madden stream, which is happening, if we take a look at it, at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. So, Mountain Time, that's 12:30 p.m. Central Time, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. All right, tomorrow for the Madden. Generally, that's my stream time, but I can't tomorrow as I'm busy. So, I will be reacting to it tomorrow night. Madden 20 scoreboard and more new screenshots. So, Madden 20, does it look different from Madden 19? Let's take a look. Here's a screenshot I took of my stream yesterday in Madden 19. I guess I can hide my dumbass face, although my dumbass face is in front of the screen anyways. So I'll just switch back. Is this close? Oh, it's not really that close. Let's go like right here. Is that better? Is that closer? No, that's not close at all. Let me go like right here. Maybe a little higher. Okay. So, going back and forth. The graphics, I don't know. Is that peak? The biggest obviously stand out as a scoreboard, which, I mean, who gives a fuck? Clearly a lot of people do. I think something that's easy to change every year, and sure they can do it and they should do it. Why not? Why not have it like MLB and give us multiple options? But in the end, it's kind of just, you know, it's lipstick on a pig, right? It's just there. It's sure that's kind of funny looking, but the X factors I think are kind of a big deal here. They show off Mahomes, Kelsey there as the X factors and what they can do on the field. I think they'll be lit up a little bit more if they're actually active. I don't know if that's an active X factor or if that's just the guys who can become X factors. You're going to be able to have 3 of them. It looks like New England has it right there. And I don't see any of the X factors on the field for defense for New England. So, anyways, the new scoreboard's the big deal. The interesting thing here is these devs talking to each other. So they're adding another in-screen. I'll scroll back to those screenshots in a little bit. The Voip window. So, was that Voip. Voice over Internet Protocol. So it's a new option. It looks like it says it's accessibility option. Basically, ADA, Americans with Disability Act, probably. They want to make it easier for people to hear other people online. So the Voip window it's like a live translator. I don't know how they'll with their speech to text how they'll handle like swear words and other things like that. But online Madden, if you've heard people through the mic before, it's brutal. So luckily it's an option you could turn off so you're not forced into reading this thing. But here's the thing. This is Madden, okay? You know damn well, just like PC got this year, a nice little glitch where you literally couldn't turn off the opponent's audio. You literally had to listen to them chew into their mic, talk in the background, listen to whatever obnoxious music to listen to, and you couldn't stop it. So, I worry that this is another one of those things. I doubt it's going to be that big a deal, but that's like kind of like, you know, nightmare scenarios that you're forced to watch other people VoIP on your field. And the words just keep flowing out because there's some toxicity in online Madden for those who've played it in a while. Those who have played it for a while know all about it. As for the actual players on the field, it's hard to tell much about this. The cover 2 depth, a little deep. Oh, is this cover 2? I feel like if it's cover 2, it'd be a little bit out here. He probably motioned in due to man coverage. No, probably due to the motion. But it's hard to tell for the screenshot what the look is because here's like a traditional. This is like a base aligned coverage, so it's a little further back. Obviously, his isn't base aligned. Safety's a little bit narrower on the field, so I wonder if it'll be easier to exploit the sidelines on cover 2. But maybe this is actually a cover 4. Now that I'm thinking about it, like cover 6 type deal, which very well could be a cover 6. Anyways, for the D line, I don't see a lot. They look thin, but not that much different, right? They don't look because a big portion of Madden's problems comes from the fact that there's not enough spacing on the field. concepts that usually work in space in the real NFL or real football don't work in Madden because it's so easy to close that space with either a warping linebacker, a user that can run faster than wide receivers, and get unreal speed boosts. So a lot of that's an issue, and it doesn't look. I wish. I don't know if the players are too big for the field or whatnot, but maybe they're slightly smaller. It's hard to tell with the naked eye. It'd be really hard to match them up too. I try to take a screenshot exactly the same dimensions as the screen right here, so that way we can see it. It still might be slightly off, but yeah, graphic wise, very similar. But again, this is kind of like an older take. Obviously, it's not the final release product because it's dev, it's in beta or whatever. We'll see the beta next week. But anyways, for the other ones, here is the opening. Welcome to Madden 20. Tom Brady's looking very serious. I'm surprised. It's probably because the favorite team Patriots that he shows up instead of like Mahomes or something. But the same things they'll ask you right out that you did right off the bat at the beginning of this year. Your experience level, your game style you want, and your favorite team. You can go on the accessibility options, which are right here. Yeah, I mean, accessibility options are nice. Help out more people play the game. The Pro Bowl, as we know, is there. They have the Pro Bowl helmets. That's their big, selling point for franchise this year. As ridiculous as that sounds, arcade simulation and competitive do not look like they have changed. So that is still in the game for better or worse, because we know the downsides, right? Arcade is obviously the more fun thing to play in solos. Competitive's online, but the thing with competitive is like there's different types of competitive. So even though they call it competitive, the game still plays different between its different modes, between draft champions, head-to-head, MUT, salary cap, due to both like just the game modes being different themselves. Like we know solo battles, we know the speed differences that they've shown in the past on competitive modes, like where guys are just like going and running in mud. It felt like for the first part of the year, so that the player speed threshold was weird. So there's a lot of like settings behind the scenes. Like they call it this game style, but it's kind of like a misnomer because the game plays so differently from mode to mode. So they still have them though. That's cool. Always customization is nice. It needs to be executed well. And sometimes I feel like the Madden developers have a trouble balancing 3 separate game modes because the feedback that we give is for our specific game mode that we play on. Like me playing MUT, where I play on competitive, but it's all pro, versus people giving feedback on salary cap where it's all Madden, where the thresholds are also different. So there's the game plays differently, and the feedback I feel like sometimes gets confused for the developers because they play different, and it's tough for the developers to suss out what will we play on and what needs to be fixed for each level, and then if they can do it based off the level differences, if they can patch one thing in one level but not the other. I don't envy them for that decision and their choice to work through these game styles and all the different types of game modes they have and trying to balance it through them all. But it is their job, so we expect it of them. So yeah, Pro Bowl's there. The depth chart, I don't know if this has changed in years, except for adding new stats. But Tom Brady looks to be launching a 98 overall. I just saw on Twitter, the person who does the ratings, Equipment Guru, said they are finalized. So they're finalized today. I'm guessing that means the beta ratings are going to be final for regular franchise mode. MUT ratings obviously haven't happened yet, but maybe they make an update. But I feel like the beta is going to launch with the real ratings because Equipment Guru put that out on Twitter. So they talk about a little bit of the ratings. I don't really see anything else here. You can still use kickers and punters at quarterback. It's still too bad. I wish we could put any position at quarterback. Actually make the game customizable. See, if you have a shortage of cornerbacks, you could throw a wide receiver there, like the Patriots have done in the past. But that's kind of screenshots they have. So interesting. The menu background. It's a nice little shade of blue to white kind of fade. I don't hate it. It's stylish. It's different. I think there is something to be said. As much as I made fun of people demanding a new scoreboard earlier, and still will as people's top demand, there's something to be said about aesthetics and the small things. And even though, me looking in the mirror, I don't really value aesthetics because then I wouldn't value myself at all. A lot of people do. And I get it's important to cater to every audience. So, cool. I like it. Hopefully The menu's as slick as this all year, and we don't have cards that art just randomly doesn't show up for in MUT. But the new style looks like I don't know if I'm a fan of the text style. We'll see how it plays. Like the Tom Brady, I don't know. Seems a little too fancy for me. I'm more of the Bookman old style type of guy. Arial, Times New Roman, the classics. Calibri, not really a classic, but still. That's all I've got to say about that. What do you guys think about these screenshots? And obviously more is to come the next day and week as we will keep staying on top of the Madden 20 news. That is it. Thanks for watching. Call to action. I'll see you tomorrow.